As a bomb disposal officer, it's extremely tough. So sometimes you'll go in there, your heart pounds, you sweat, for sure.
Southern Lebanon is a patchwork of rolling hills, vast fields, and large boulders. Sleepy villages are scattered throughout the landscape, and so are more than 4 million cluster bombs and more than 500,000 mines, the legacy of Lebanon's many conflicts over the last 40-some years. It's 5 a.m. and this group is preparing for another day's work. Since 2006, the Mines Advisory Group has cleared nearly 70% of the endangered areas, the size of about 200 football fields. They're one of several NGOs helping the Lebanese army clear the land of landmines and other munitions. Each time they go out, they're risking their lives. About 5,000 cluster bombs are on these mountainsides in Zoutar West. Only 10% have been found. In this challenging terrain, each searcher must take extra safety precautions as they meticulously check every inch of ground. It could be days before something is found, but when that metal detector goes off, the searcher carefully marks the area and the site is cleared. An explosives expert is called in to safely detonate the device. About 20 kilometers away in the town of Kfar Tibnit, a team is checking for explosives in the garden of this house. Hundreds of cluster bombs are said to be scattered throughout this residential area.
So the mini excavator has prepared the ground for the searchers to now come in and do what's known as a manual excavation. This sort of environment presents a whole new list of challenges for the team. Being a residential area, there's a lot of garbage, there's a lot of scrap around, which can easily set off the metal detectors. So a lot of the work done by the searchers here is done using their bare hands.
It's extremely arduous and dangerous work. In August of 2007, Ali Bitar and Abbas Jabir were killed trying to dismantle a cluster bomb in South Lebanon. 3 others were injured.
It affects everyone because we lose a colleague. I think the 2 accidents that we've had, they worked for us for a very, very long time. And of course, yeah, it is a reminder to everyone that it's a very, very dangerous job.
According to Lebanon's Mine Action Center, these explosives have killed more than 3,000 people and maimed thousands of others. 70-year-old Nafi Yavri has been harvesting her land for 40 years and knew a neighbor who was killed by a bomb in the ground. But she never thought she was at risk. That is until a mine clearance team told her.
وحياتك بعد شي ساعتين طلعت لنا برقشاي يعني وطالع قال لي تعي لهن يا حاج وقف هون شغل قال لي تعي لهن حوشت الزيتونات كم مرة دعسي علي هالقنب العنقودية لقوها تحت الزيتون.
Southern Lebanon is rich in agriculture, but it's lost thousands of dollars because the land is considered compromised.
بيأثروا من ناحية إنه اللي عنده أرض ما في يروح لها يعني بيعتبر خسرها إلى حين ننظفها ونرجع نسلمه هي.
Even so, people are still using the land despite the dangers because many of them rely on it for agriculture and farming.
Communities do take daily risks entering these areas, although they know it's unsafe to do so because they have limited other livelihood opportunities.
All of these men have been affected by landmines. They're members of the Lebanese amputee football team, the only team of its kind in the Arab world. In 1991, Nazi Saab nearly lost his life helping the Lebanese army clear landmines in the capital Beirut. He stepped on one and it blew his leg off. But he didn't let it stop him from doing what he loves, playing football.
أنا رياضي من الأساس لعب بول مع فريق اتحادي بس طلعنا على الجمعية شفنا الشباب وقالوا لي إذا بتحب تفوت معنا بفريق فوتبول، قلت لهم إيه بتمنى أنا مع إنه كنت ميؤوس يعني، بس فتنا مع الشباب وجينا لعبنا فوتبول ورجعنا.
Today, 43-year-old Nazi is getting a new leg. It's a big day for him and his family, who drove more than 100 kilometers to this rehabilitation center outside Beirut.
يعني حياتي المعنوية شوي، حياتي المعنوية مما إني كنت ألعب فوتبول أنا قبل وكنت عسكري بالجيش وروح حارب وأطلع يعني فجأة صرت عفرت إجر وعانيت بالأول كتير. لا رجعت ركبت طرف ورجعت صرت أسس شوي شوي. برضو إنه يعني ما مشيت لرجعنا جينا على الجمعية لهون، على الجمعية اللبنانية لرعاية المعوقين.
The Lebanese Welfare Association for the Handicapped helps thousands of Lebanese amputees with prosthetics and rehabilitation. More recently, their work has expanded to include Syrian refugees or those with congenital disabilities.
Nazi's cast has been filled with plaster. That mold is now being modified here. It will then be placed into the oven to dry, laminated, then have a socket placed on it for his residual limb to fit into. Then all that's left is to personalize it.
Patriotic Nazi has chosen to have his new leg covered with the Lebanese flag for good luck on the field.
Most of the patients who come to our services here for secondary to landmine injuries are younger patients. So if I have a very active patient who want to go hunting, for example, or play soccer, something like that, we have to make sure that what we design for them will be good enough and strong enough to carry out that activity.
Nazi tests out his new leg, while down the hall, fellow football teammate Jihad has his weekly physiotherapy for his lost arm.
شهر رمضان 2012 كنت عم بتمشى بمنطقة عدنون اسمها منطقة سماحة الصغير، فشفت جسم غريب، حاولت إنه آخذه مشان بلغ عنه القوى الأمنية، للأسف أنا ماشي فيها فجر فيه.
The support of his family has helped him get through the toughest times.
غير البوكسر هي ما قدران يعني كل جسمي من هون كله يعني عندي درجة ثالثة كان حرق أنا وجهي ما في آكل كان حاطيني كلها نبريش يعني كان صعب كثير علي وضل حد مني يعني 24 حتى إذا فق بالليل إلا موجوع ضل حد مني.
Today, Nazi and Jihad have their lives back. But there is still a lot more work to do in Lebanon before everyone is out of danger. And all those involved are committed to the country's full recovery.
When I go to do a task handover with people and I see the fact that boys and girls are running around playing football in a field, whereas before it was contaminated with explosive remnants of war, that's what it's all about. You know, that's the end result to me.
You can see that the human touch in the final result of our work is that someone is really getting back to their life and then getting over the obstacles that they have faced.
Back on the football field, Nazi and his teammates are practicing to qualify for the World Cup in amputee football.
We have the only team in Lebanon and on Arab countries. Always in our games, they're doing their best. If they will lose, they will upset, of course. They don't believe that they are disabled and no, they always thought that we should win. Even they are playing with non-amputees players.
But for these men, whether or not they ever do make it to the World Cup is irrelevant, because they all feel they've already won.